Something is wrong with the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Once hailed as the future of air travel, its promise is now under threat. Whistleblowers and engineers allege Boeing prioritized speed over safety, risking lives. Significant gaps in the fuselage were discovered, mistakes too big to ignore. Millions trusted the Dreamliner. That trust is now being shattered. The Dreamliner's legacy hangs in the balance. To understand the gravity of this situation, you must first understand the Boeing 787. It was hailed as a revolution in aviation technology, lighter, faster, and more fuel-efficient than any long-haul jet before it. Its secret? Carbon fiber composite materials, not traditional aluminum. This allowed for a new design, bigger windows, quieter engines, and a more comfortable cabin. Airlines rushed to order the Dreamliner, seeing it as their ticket to profitability. The plane quickly became a symbol of modern air travel. But the Dreamliner's global supply chain, with parts made by dozens of suppliers, introduced new risks. Ensuring consistent quality across so many partners proved to be a monumental challenge. The very system designed for speed and cost savings may have planted the seeds for today's problems. Since its first flight, the Dreamliner has become a workhorse for international airlines, connecting major cities and flying millions each year. Its success is undeniable, but its popularity raises the stakes of any safety concern. When a plane this widespread has a potential flaw, the impact is global. The entire aviation ecosystem feels the tremor. From airlines to regulators to the flying public, everyone has a stake in the Dreamliner's integrity. Its revolutionary design is now under a powerful microscope. The Dreamliner was supposed to reshape the future of flight. Now, its flaws threaten to reshape the industry's trust. The stakes have never been higher. The world is watching. The problem uncovered is deeply alarming, the way the Dreamliner's fuselage sections are joined. Whistleblowers and documents reveal small, almost invisible gaps between these carbon composite sections. In aviation, even a gap the width of a human hair is a major red flag. These gaps mean uneven stress on the structure, concentrated in certain areas. Over thousands of flights, this can weaken the material, like bending a paperclip until it breaks. Whistleblower Sam Salapour claims he was pressured to stay silent about these flaws. He alleges workers used excessive force to close the gaps, potentially damaging the composite material. This culture prioritized production over safety. Unlike aluminum, composite materials can fail suddenly, without warning. Boeing insists its testing shows the aircraft is safe, but whistleblowers and some experts disagree. They believe the safety margins may not account for these flaws. The fear, after years of service, a section of the fuselage could break apart in mid-air. The stakes are life and death. The debate is far from over. The warnings came from inside Boeing, employees who felt compelled to speak out. Sam Salapour, a veteran engineer, told a Senate committee he was ignored and told not to create delays. He described a culture where raising safety issues was seen as an obstacle to production. Other engineers and workers shared similar stories, some anonymously. They described relentless pressure to produce as many Dreamliners as possible, as quickly as possible. This push for speed, they allege, led to shortcuts on the assembly line. Proper procedures for shimming, filling gaps, were often skipped. Instead, workers were told to use force to press parts together, violating Boeing's own specifications. Boeing defends its safety culture, insisting the Dreamliner is safe and that alleged gaps are within tolerances. But the whistleblowers' claims echo concerns raised after the two 737 MAX crashes. Ed Pearson, a former senior manager, says these issues are part of a larger pattern of declining quality control. The voices from inside Boeing are growing louder. They demand to be heard. The industry is listening. The stakes are too high to ignore. The world is watching Boeing's next move. To grasp the danger, Look at the science. The fuselage is the plane's protective shell, enduring massive stress every flight. The Dreamliner's carbon fiber sections must fit perfectly. Even tiny gaps concentrate stress around the bolts, creating hotspots. Over time, these hotspots can cause microscopic damage to accumulate. Material fatigue is the weakening caused by repeated stress, why planes have a limited lifespan. If flaws like fuselage gaps exist, fatigue accelerates, and the structure could weaken much faster than designed. The biggest fear: composite materials can fail suddenly, with no visible warning. Aluminum often shows cracks before failure. Composites may not. Damage can grow internally, invisible to inspections. It can reach a critical point and fail without warning. This is the nightmare scenario: hidden flaws giving way mid-flight. Safety experts are alarmed. The risk is real. The industry must act before tragedy strikes. The Dreamliner's fuselage issue is part of a larger pattern at Boeing. Other problems have plagued the 787, including tail section defects and halted deliveries. The 737 MAX crisis exposed a culture prioritizing speed and profit over safety. More recently, a door plug blew off a MAX jet. Critical bolts were never installed. These incidents show that production quality issues persist. From software to structure, a thread of quality lapses runs through Boeing's key programs. Each incident erodes trust in the company. The question is no longer about a single flaw, but the health of Boeing's entire manufacturing system. Is the company's culture fundamentally sound? The world is demanding answers. Boeing's reputation is on the line. What does this mean for passengers? Flying is still the safest way to travel, but the Dreamliner revelations raise serious concerns about manufacturing safety. As a passenger, you have a right to know what plane you're flying on. Some may choose to avoid the Dreamliner until issues are resolved. Experts are divided. Some say the risk is low, others call any unaddressed flaw unacceptable. Hundreds of Dreamliners are already in service, flying with potential defects. The FAA is increasing inspections, but the core problem remains. A fleet-wide inspection may be needed to find and fix structural gaps. Passenger confidence is the bedrock of aviation. If trust erodes, the consequences are severe for airlines and Boeing. These revelations go beyond engineering. They're about trust. Your awareness as a consumer can drive change. Safety must always come first. The FAA is under immense pressure after the Boeing revelations. Criticized for its role in the MAX crisis, the agency is now taking a tougher stance. Inspectors are on the ground at Boeing factories, reviewing records and processes. The FAA may issue legally binding directives, requiring inspections or repairs across the Dreamliner fleet. In a worst-case scenario, the 787 could be grounded. The FAA must balance safety risks with economic impact. Congress, the public, and the world are watching. The agency's reputation is at stake. Its actions will test its independence and commitment to safety. The stakes could not be higher. Boeing faces a crisis of confidence. The Dreamliner's issues are a symptom of deeper cultural problems. The path forward demands more than promises. It requires a fundamental transformation. Boeing must shift focus from production targets to engineering excellence and safety. Transparency is essential. Acknowledge the problems, work with regulators, and develop a clear plan. Comprehensive inspections and new repair methods may be needed. Empowering engineers and rewarding whistleblowers is critical. Management must listen to technical experts and prioritize safety above all. Rebuilding trust will take time and humility. The world needs a strong, reliable Boeing. The Dreamliner's story is a harsh lesson. The final chapter depends on the choices Boeing makes now. The future of flight and public trust hangs in the balance.